Dobry ding everybody, my name is Hideout. Usually I don't make commentary videos, but I really felt like I needed to get this off my chest. Today I would like to share a rather painful experience I had while playing Call of Duty. I never told you, but for the past 1 year and 3 months, I was very obsessed with COD, to say the least. To answer the question, why do I consider COD to be a dangerous game? The main reason is obviously that it's very addictive, specifically the multiplayer portion of the game. But no other game causes the same addiction as COD does, personally. It's like addiction on steroids. I have tried Killing Floor 1 not too long ago. I was sorta addicted to that game, played it for 32 hours and then dipped because I realized that I hated it and forced myself to play it. I get it, it's co-op play oriented, but single player experience is poorly designed. The normal difficulty feels like the first Doom's ultra violence, but I digress. It was easier to quit this game because there are like 3 titles in the entire franchise, and when it comes to COD, it has more games than Final Fantasy. When you try to quit playing COD, it feels like you separate yourself from people having fun at a huge party. It's that fear of missing out that makes it harder to quit. In 2020, when the pandemic started, I played Counter Strike 1.6 a lot, for 4 months straight to be precise. It wasn't the best experience, but I was mostly having fun, and when it came to taking a break because my final year at school was coming, it was a very easy decision, so I stopped playing and focused on my studies. But with COD, probably because it's been already 1 year and 3 months, I just can't stop thinking about this game every single day. I have watched tons of content related to it. I have mostly played COD Mobile, which is like a mix of many different CODs. I'm currently level 80 and something, and I have also played some of the COD clones like Riotfall, Frontlines, Combat Master. To be frank, I played Combat Master the most. I have like 110 hours in that game, and I really wish I could get all that time back, but I won't. You may ask me, why do I blame Call of Duty if I have spent more time playing the clones? It's because they are the exact replica of any title from the franchise, and without COD, these games either would not exist or be entirely different. And with that, I would like to answer another question. What makes COD so addictive? I believe it's the mechanics, meaning if somebody transferred the COD mechanics to a different game, the effect would be the same. To prove that, I have played a game called Shell Shockers. I was searching for a different game than COD, but I quickly realized that it's almost the same, considering it has a kill streak that requires 30 frags. I'm sure you can get addicted to that game if you play long enough. The core gameplay of COD is based around getting kills for incredibly hard kill streaks, streaks that require 15, 25, or even 30 kills. Call of Duty is well known for its nuke kill streak, the activation of which either ends the game or gives you a score advantage, killing the entire enemy team. And this is exactly what got me into the game. At first, I was thinking that it's not gonna be that hard because I was expecting the TTK to be naturally slow so that you would have less chances to choke it. My first nuke was obviously in COD Mobile, and at the beginning of the game it's relatively easy to get, but as you level up, it gets harder because you are usually matched with the players around your level. With engagement optimized matchmaking, if you fail a lot in one match, in the next one you will be matched against AI bots and players with lower skill, and once you start pop stomping, rewind what I said 5 seconds ago. It's a vicious circle, but I guess there isn't really a need to tell you this. I'm sure you've heard about it 1,000 times. But EOMM is not even the issue in my case, because nukes existed in COD even before 2019 when these manipulative tactics were introduced. The term COD addiction was already a thing back in 2012 when Black Ops 2 came out, for instance, and people were already discussing how COD players couldn't play anything else besides from COD.
So remember kids, if you're exhibiting any of the 7 signs of COD addiction, you need to remember to put down the controller and take back control of your lives.
What truly makes me addicted is constantly racking up kills, being afraid to die while deep inside all I want to do is run and gun, like I did in almost any other shooter I've played before discovering COD. I mean, I discovered COD in like 2011, but I started playing it actively in 2023. A perfect game for me in this case would be X-Defiant. I would totally switch to that game, but I didn't even get to try it. It's the first time I've ever seen a good game being strangled in its cradle. At least there are many other good alternatives. You can watch this video by Tactigamer, for example. I tried to take the game less seriously and not be a sweaty tryhard, but the problem was that the game is programmed to be sweaty. Seriously, I haven't witnessed anyone complain more about sweats than in this game. That's the reason why in Shell Shocker is such a simple kiddie game at first glance. Everyone is playing like their life depends on it. Not too long ago I have tried my first actual PC COD, Black Ops 2. I chose it because people were saying it's the most balanced one, and guess what? As soon as I jumped into the game, the first thing I wanted to do was get a nuclear medal, and yet I didn't even figure out how to dolphin dive. So I obviously could only get the UAV with all of my efforts, but I didn't want to learn or spend more time getting better because it was demotivating. In an FPS, I would wanna get better just for the fun of it, not for a few pixels to pop on my screen and not for a couple second animation that I could watch on YouTube anytime. Like seriously, what's the point? There is a single player game called Strikeforce Heroes. I have played it for more than a decade now, and you can call in an airstrike and get the same result. The only difference is that it requires 4 consecutive kills, not 30. I don't ever want to get just as attached to a mere game as I were to COD. Because in COD you need to play constantly to be able to get these kill streaks. A couple of hours a day for months or even years to retain your skills. While in other games you may get rusty, but quickly get back on your feet if you haven't played in a while. Why? Because there is just nothing to lose or have regrets for if you want to take a long break or stop playing whatsoever. We need to realize that at some point of our lives, we'll be forced to stop playing games just as often as we did during our childhood and adolescence years, just to be able to devote more time to our loved ones, to our family. I remember how one day when I played COD Mobile, I wanted to play one match casually. Casually. But I saw how I was popping off and I couldn't resist, so I immediately became very self-aware and extremely focused. I got the nuke right away, and it would be weird if I didn't feel happy, but the process was exhausting and excruciating nonetheless. I can only imagine how devastated I would feel if I choked it that day. Knowing how stubborn I am, I would go for another try, and then another one, and then another one.
Got it! Oh! Please, don't let it go off! Let it go off! Let it go off! It's like 6.5 hours in!
All I'm gonna say is that you will hear pure passion when I get this nuke done, because it took me 5 hours.
But the more time you spend doing that, the less it's worth it. The worst thing is that you never stop with one. Eventually, you will want to get it again just to experience that dopamine boost and reclaim your title of the most correct COD player, LMG gaming professional. Oh wait, the actual worst thing is how your mood changes playing games like COD. I remember how I played Counter-Strike in 2020, as I have already mentioned. And I thought that I reached my full potential at being the angriest back then. I would never have thought that I would go far beyond that point a couple years later. I would go full Super Saiyan 3. Now that's the most dangerous thing. Because sometimes you may get angry at your friends and close ones for no reason. just because you had a bad time playing COD. It's hard to contain my feelings, but I will obviously be the one to blame if that happens again. Some other day, I actually couldn't get a nuke on purpose, but I had to take a break to do homework for my class at university. I did do the homework, but I couldn't get that nuke off my mind. It was incredibly hard to focus while I was performing my usual tasks. And that's the effect of the addiction for ya. Call of Duty. More like I can't do my duties because the game keeps calling me. Now, let's just sit back and think about one thing. What do these nukes reward you with, apart from a useless calling card? A huge burst of low-quality dopamine that fades away after like 2 hours. I even made a YouTube short making fun of these realia. And that dopamine also fries up your brain. Do these nukes grant me profit? They could, but I don't wanna be a professional competitive player. I don't have enough willingness to play for 12 hours a day. Do they give me a self-esteem boost?
No.
My self-esteem must actually be very low, considering I need such trivial things to make myself more proud and happy. The fact that I couldn't get a nuke in COD or a similar game shouldn't make me feel like I'm less of a human being or that I'll never experience fulfillment in life. Another reason why I consider COD to be dangerous is because it first of all affects how you play other games, for instance. I remember someone saying how the finals players were mocking COD players because they never followed the objective and were only in the game for getting kills. It's true, these kill streaks may require camping and neglecting the objective, and with the game ending nukes it's like you participate in a marathon, but in order to win it, you have a choice to either eat 30 hot dogs, better not choke on them, or finish the race first. As far as I am concerned, people are complaining that nobody is playing the objective in Black Ops 6, and I may guess why. They are A. Too distracted by the nuke, or B. They stopped caring about winning since EOMM predicts when they are going to win or lose, so they just get kills for their camel grind. Second of all, these kill streaks make you so numb that you will start to feel as if other FPS games are too easy, predictable, or boring. In fact, any games that feature guns, they don't seem as interesting because they don't have kill streaks, insane movement, or twitchy reload animations. Maybe it's like this with every multiplayer shooter, but I also stopped feeling joy from playing single-player FPS like Doom or Half-Life. Or at least, not as much joy as I used to have. The scary thing is, the idea of making single-player games doesn't appeal to me just as much as it did before I started playing COD actively. And it means that I have to stop, otherwise I will ruin my dream of becoming a game developer. COD made me think that I have to,
Put these foolish ambitions to rest.
I can't even play Counter-Strike, because now I constantly think about getting an ace. Before playing COD, I always dreamt of getting one, but I was like, I'll get it when the time comes. It requires a good amount of luck, apart from skill. Anyway, have you ever heard about a YouTuber called T-Dog Smitty? He used to have a second channel called T-Dog Plays Games, well, he still has it now. But it featured Let's Plays of games like Madden and Red Dead Redemption. The thing is, a short while after, he privated them and renamed the channel T-Dog 2. Now it only has videos about COD and games very similar to COD, yet again. I assume he did that because he is just as numb as I am. Maybe those videos didn't bring him just as much profit, because he has a different niche. Who knows? COD is undoubtedly a goldmine for content, any year. But guys, let's be honest, if I started making more COD content, started playing it again, I would lose all my brain cells. I would get a stroke. My heart starts to pound whenever I think about racking up kills again. I am gonna repeat what many other YouTubers have already said. It's a bad case of Stockholm Syndrome, developing a bond with your captor. No matter how many times this game screwed me over, I always came back because of constant bargaining. I should take the game less seriously. This game is not that bad. I should use a different attachment for my gun. COD is like smoking cigarettes, not drinking alcohol as I thought. Because with alcohol, you can drink it in moderation, and with cigarettes, you either smoke a lot or don't smoke at all. I don't drink alcohol, by the way. Smoking ruins your lungs. COD ruins your mental health. Personally, I can either play COD and not play any other games, or play all games except COD. It's very hard for people to quit because of a certain mindset. Namely phrases like, since I have invested so much time into this game, I can't just leave now, because I will feel that it all was pointless. In reality, you can leave as soon as you realize that the game makes you truly unhappy. There is no need to adapt to pain if you can simply avoid it, which works in real life situations too. Take Face Sensor, for example. He stopped playing COD competitively and established a world record at pull-ups soon after. He rose above those who were making fun of him. That's what I find inspiring. I hope I have said everything I want to say and that there is nothing left out. To all COD players out there, I didn't mean for this video to be offensive. I don't consider COD to be a bad game, but I can't deny that it's ruining my life. When I was 7, I'll be turning 21 this year, I went to the doctor and he asked me what games did I like to play. And I vividly remember him mentioning Call of Duty. And I recognized that game, because I watched a TV show about video games. But I said no, I like to play Angry Birds. And I'm glad that I played that game instead, because if I started playing COD at such a young age, the situation now probably would have been much, much worse. I don't like to make promises because I always end up breaking them. Who knows what it's gonna be like 10 years from now. But I hope I won't be playing COD in the near future and that all these thoughts won't ever bother me again. The point of this video was to prevent people like me from suffering the same fate. Ultimately, the message is delivered. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, post a comment, and subscribe. All these things help my channel a lot. Apart from that, have a wonderful day all, and peace.